Okay, so this is the morning of day 6. This is the day when Stumple and I are going to split off. Stump's going to go stay with a buddy in Denver, and I'm heading down to someplace pretty special. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, and I'll tell you when I get there, and I'll relate the whole story to you, but it's nothing short of amazing. So, but I did get a request from my mother, hi Mom, for pictures of the campsite. So, here we go. Alright, so that's up the hill from our campsite. I'm up there in the lodgepole pine forest up there. I've hiked up there several times now, way off into the forest. Mount Massive lies that way right there, and Mount Elbert lies right over there. There's my hammock and tarp setup. So my buddy works on the road quite a bit. So that's his sleeping tent, and that's his work tent. And our little fire pit, and of course then there's Sean. Got to get Sean all packed up this morning. And then this is our little creek. This is High Moon Creek. And that right there, off in the distance there on the right side, that's my little thinking rock. That's where I go to sit and think things through. Got such a pretty little lake, or pretty little creek. There's so it's dispersed camping. This is Bureau of Land Management, BLM land. So there's campsites over there, all along that road up there. There's campsites. There's 3 or 4 right here where we are. It's technically dispersed camping. If you don't know what dispersed camping is, that means you can pretty much camp wherever you want. Most people will search out an existing spot that has a fire ring. Some people just park wherever. So, but it's always good etiquette to, stay as far away from other people as you can and try to give them their privacy. So I have to say, this is one of, if not the best places I've ever camped. The creek is amazing. I love it. It's so icy cold, so wonderful after a long hike to stick your feet in it. It's great. You have a couple issues if you decide you want to come up here. One, biting flies. Oh my gosh, the biting flies are everywhere up here. So come prepared for that. 2, I'm gonna hurt some feelings here, and I'm sorry, guys. All you idiots with the UTVs, the side-by-sides, that bring them out, towed behind your Class A 60-foot long, $100,000 RV, and then get in your UTVs, your side-by-sides, and race up and down the road till 1 o'clock in the morning. Stay home. I don't even know why you go camping. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Bring your motorhome out, camp, fabulous. Leave your UTVs at home. Come on. It's crazy. There has been some trash out here. The biggest problem trash-wise out here that I've seen is, and it's disgusting. I don't see a lot of just like paper blowing around, but bags of human waste. Multiple bags of human waste. There are no potties out here. There's no porta potties. There's no vault toilets. There's nothing. It's about a 15-minute drive into Leadville. So people do their business, put it in a bag, throw it off into the woods. Some people do, not everybody, but I've seen, in 5 days here, 4 bags probably sitting out. Normally, dig a cat hole and bury it. You can't really dig here. It's all rock. So, I save up all my trash bag, and I'll take the trash bag with me when I go out. Just pack it out. That's the easiest way to do it. But anyway, so I'm going to get packed up here. Going to leave late morning. and I am heading to Divide, Colorado, just south of Divide, Colorado, to a trailhead called Horse Thief Park Trail. I know this is going to sound corny, but I'm watching the water, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, at no point in the future, none, odds are completely against it, will these white caps, the water, it will never be like this again. Take a snapshot of any instance that you want. Any single instant. It will never be like that again. Never. Every time you look at this river, at this creek, you're seeing something that is so totally unique that in the history of the world, it will never happen again. You know, the more I sat here and I thought about that, the more I thought, you know, it's kind of like our lives. At any point in our time, at any point in our lives, it'll never be like that again. Kids, spouses, family, friends, work, nothing. It may seem like every day's the same, every day's, you know, ho-hum, you know, work a day kind of a thing, but it's not. Every single day is unique. And I think that's the way that that's maybe a way that I can start to cope with this. Because it doesn't mean that one instant is maybe better or worse than another. It's just different. And I guess maybe it's how you look at it. You know, if I yanked one of those rocks out, you wouldn't have one of those little swells, you know, and it would be different. But yet, your life, the river, keeps on going. It doesn't stop. You took out one rock, so life goes on. I don't know, maybe I'm being too philosophical about it, but it's hard to not just sit and think in this spot. This spot is so conducive to just being lost in your own thoughts. I don't know, maybe it's corny. But I think we have to keep in mind that no matter what rocks are added, no matter what rocks are taken away, no matter what logs are added, no matter what logs are taken away, the river remains. Your life stays here. It's here. It's not the same. It's different, but your life goes on. The creek goes on. It's just different. I don't know. Here's the thought I had. There's your thought for the day, folks. Hey guys, okay, so I'm about 10 miles south of Divide, Colorado. I'm on a trail called Horse Thief Park Trail, and so here's the story. Every year my wife's family does a Colorado trip, and the whole family comes. They rent an Airbnb. It's a whole big deal. Melanie loved those, and sorry, I'm out of breath already. It's thin air. We're gonna blame it on that. It's just she just didn't quite make it, and so about, I don't know, a whole bunch of them, 10, 15, I don't know, of the family came out, and they did this trail. And my wife, my beautiful Melanie, hated hiking. So when she would hike, she would look for letters, like branches in the trees crisscrossing, you know, form an A or a B or whatever, you know. And she'd spell out words. It was kind of like the 50 state license tag card game, you know. Help her pass the time. Well, a half a mile up this trail, which isn't very far. It's pretty steep though. My niece decided this looks like a really good place to stop. And so they stopped. And my sister-in-law looked up and said, "Hey, wait a minute. Isn't that an M and an E and an L?" And they all looked, they all turned to look. And years ago, somebody, not us, someone had carved the name Melanie into the very tree at which they stopped at. There are no odds. You'll never convince me that that's a fluke. It's not. That was God, my girl, call it what you will, pointing them to that spot. So when I heard that story from my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, my immediate thought was, I got to see that tree. That's all there is to it. I have to see that tree. So, here we go. And I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. It's going to be kind of emotional for me, I think. We'll see when we get there, see if I can find it. I got my pedometer going here. So, we'll find it. Catch you in a little bit. Bye. Alright guys, I'm very happy. I found it. I found the Melanie tree. Look at this. M-E-L-A-N-I-E. Look at that. Melanie right there on that tree. Unbelievable. I hate that people do that, but this one time, oh my gosh, I came so far to find this tree. I came so far to find this beautiful tree. Oh, I love you, Melanie. I did it, baby girl. I found your tree. Oh. Okay, that makes me extremely happy. Very, very, very happy. Wow. I waited so long to come see that tree. Unbelievable. And I found it. Alright guys. Well, I think I'm going to head back down and go set up camp in Phantom Canyon. I found it, Mel. Did it for you, baby. Thank you for doing that for us. Love you guys. Bye.